stalkers acting overly interested in what they're doing are fake because they really were sitting there watching you the whole time. Those who appear to be totally overly, extrally interested in what they're doing in your presence, near you, in close proximity, those are the people who are paying attention to what you're doing instead of paying attention to what they're doing. All right, I'm going to say that again. Those who are overly interested in what they're doing are really focused on you, and they're trying to act like they're not. They're trying to act like they're paying attention to what they're doing, but they're snooping on you. All right. So if I may have to rechange this title, all right, you know, so I could make it make sense for the algorithm. But there are people who are snooping on you in plain sight, in broad daylight, acting like they're focused on something that they're paying attention to, but they're not. They're paying attention to you. They're focused on what you're doing, and they're snooping on you. And their focus is really aimed in your direction. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to be low key. They're trying to act like they're not up to anything, but you know they are. You can tell they are. This is the type of person that every time you look up and you feel someone staring at you, this person goes back to quote unquote minding their own business. So you're not tripping, and it is annoying, but it's best for you to act like this person is not even doing that, because you can't control people who are staring. All right. It's a part of non-touch torture. People who are staring at you, people who are trying to cause you to lose your focus and pay attention to them. And this isn't anything that's causing you to not be able to succeed. All right. That's not the message that I'm putting out. I'm not putting out you can't succeed or get ahead in life because people are staring at you. That is illogical. Doesn't make much sense. But the effects, the way that may cause you to react is definitely, life threatening depending on your situation. It could be someone doing this to you at your job, like I've spoken about recently. When I worked at a security job and I did security for this company, this gentleman would sit outside and stare into the office. And I could feel him staring at me. And whenever I would look up, he would look down and he would act like that wasn't what he was just doing. But you can feel the people doing it. And they're doing the gaslighting when they look away and they're acting like they're not looking at you and sending negativity your way. But what you have to do is you have to basically see them without seeing them. You have to make this person no different than a tree, no different than a bird, no different than a passing car, no different than anyone else. We have to not put so much emphasis on people who are purposely trying to affect us negatively. All right. It's our mind where this game is taking place. So what they're doing is they're basing what they should do off of our reaction to them. So basically, when you don't react to people that are doing things to you, it makes it difficult for them to find out how to approach you as far as the type of torture they want to try to put you under, or the type of game that they want to try to run on you or play on you. All right. So we're much more advanced than they would like us to be. So that's a plus for us. That's a benefit for us. We're much more advanced than they would hope us to be. And they just don't have, the effect on us like they would like to. All right, because we don't care about them like that. We're not interested in them like that, and we're more or less just trying to get through our day. So if you can put your mind back onto anything that brings you joy, it could be something that you like, someone that you like, something that you like to do, a favorite food, a favorite movie, a favorite song, a favorite place to go. Our music will always raise your vibration and take your mind off of haters. All right. Because people could be trying to give you the evil eye and, stare at you to a point to where it becomes uncomfortable. And depending on how you react to that or how you deal with that in your mind, with your attitude or level of patience, that's how it becomes a problem. All right. People like to pick on people and bother people that have low to no patience. And then when this person finally loses it and they get upset and, they get angry, now everybody's having fun. They're enjoying themselves. They're having a good day. They're happy because, so and so just reacted or you just reacted. All right. I mean, we have to get over it. There are people who like to help people and that makes them feel good. There are people who like to help somebody across the street or, help someone in a wheelchair, help someone, get something to eat or, just do something nice for someone. There are people who do good things that they get a good feeling from it. So shout out to everyone that, that does a good thing and that receives a good feeling from it because, that's how you're programmed. You do something good, it makes you feel good because you're doing it out the kindness of your heart. And when you do something out the kindness of your heart, you get to experience that energy as an immediate return of investment. You get to feel good because you just helped someone. That's God basically showing his gratitude to you, showing his appreciation for you and what you did. That's why when you do something good, you feel good right afterwards. It warms your heart. It warms your spirit. It uplifts you. All right. And it changes your outlook on life. If you're ever not feeling good or you ever think that things aren't going to work out for you, do something nice for someone and it will change how you feel. If you're depressed and you're too worried about your own situation, do something for someone else. It'll get you out of your own head and you'll get to feel better because you'll have those good feelings of doing something for someone and then God blessing you with the return of investment of feeling good afterwards. You do something good for someone, you get to in return feel good for what you did. And that's an awesome feeling. But, all right, there's an opposite side to that. There's an opposite side of the spectrum. All right, there's two sides to this story. You have people who do something good, they're able to feel good, right? And then you have people that will do something bad, and this actually makes them feel good. All right, there are people who do bad things that actually like to do bad things. There are people who get off on doing bad things. All right, there are people who, do something bad and then it makes them feel just as good as you did when you go and help someone. There are a lot of twisted, sick people out here, and thank your lucky stars, thank God that you're not one of them because you could easily be one of these narcissistic, demonic spirits out here, one of these wretched souls out here, causing people harm and getting a kick out of it. So, those who are acting like they're overly interested in what they're doing are really trying to hide the fact that they're interested in what you're doing. No one gets that close to someone and doesn't pay them any mind. It doesn't make sense. They could do that over there in the corner. They could do that somewhere else. They could do that where an area where you're not, you know. Why would they have to do that around you? When people get around you and they're totally, you know, entrenched in what they're doing or focused on what they're doing, and it doesn't even look like they see you or they're acknowledging you, this person was most likely, more than likely, without a doubt, just watching you for the last 5 to 10 minutes. And it would be amazing if this person was not doing that, but you can feel when someone is watching you or not. All right. Neighbors do this. Sometimes you're chilling in your yard, you might feel somebody peeking at you through the bushes or through the window. You see the blinds close really quick. All right. People in cars do this. All right. I've had, people in cars that I didn't even know just pull up, and just start watching me while I was either, waiting to get picked up or waiting for a ride or just minding my own business, enjoying my day at the park, working out. Cars would just pull up and just sit there and watch. All right. Not even get out the car. So people do things and act like they're not doing it. All right. That's nothing new. We're well aware of that by now. What you have to do is just not allow it to affect you. All right. It is at first when people are doing things and they're trying to act like they're not doing it, it could potentially bother you because you're like, hey, wait a minute. Why is this person behaving this way? Hey, doesn't everybody see this person? I saw this person. I saw what they just did. Hey, you're guilty. You're just spying on me, or you were just illegally, stalking me. You were just watching me a little too close here. You're paying attention to nothing but me right now. I don't like that. It's really nothing that can be done as far as somebody looking at you or paying attention to you. If you're in an office like I was at my job, I just closed the blinds on that sucker. All right, if you can, turn your back to people, put your hood up if you're wearing one, put your shades on, or relocate and move to another area. I know it's uncomfortable to have people all up in your business, and while you're trying to get your style on, they're getting their profile on. They're watching you like they're watching a TV show. That could be stressful because you just want to sit down and have a moment to yourself. But it seems like, this person is always in your business or being nosy or trying to figure out or find out what you're up to. No one likes that. It's only normal. So what you have to do is allow yourself some time to calm down. You have to give yourself some credit for dealing with the type of behavior that you deal with. All right. Because not everyone is experiencing what you're going through, for one. And for two, when you're dealing with people like this, it makes you want to slap the crap out of them. All right. So you definitely have to give yourself a round of applause for not getting up and slapping the crap out of somebody because they're doing things that you don't like. And I know it's frustrating because it's like you wouldn't do that to another person. You wouldn't do that to someone else. You wouldn't be all up in somebody's face or all up in their business trying to, watch their whole life before your eyes. That's not what you do. So the people that are overly interested, they're really checking you out. They're really observing you. Be careful what you're doing. Don't be working on anything too important out in public. Be careful of the conversations that you're having or the things that you're talking about with certain people, because when it comes to someone like you, there's more than likely always someone eavesdropping or listening. They could have a device in their car, that allows them to be able to hear what you're saying. That could be a reason why they're parked out in that car over there. You never know are what people are up to, unfortunately, in the day and age we live in with all this technology. And I don't mean that to make anyone paranoid. I just want to get you to be smart and move smart. This isn't to scare you or to make you paranoid. This is just to get you to think smarter and move smarter. We wonder why certain people know certain things, or we wonder why people are, always, doing certain things exactly when we go to have a little moment to ourselves. Maybe it might be something or some time or some area or some space where this person is gathering information and figuring out what we're about to do. You never know. If you are someone that has this experience where people just randomly pull up to where you're at and just get their stare on, you might want to be a little bit more, a little less descriptive of the things that you go to do when you talk to people. People ask you what you're doing, maybe not answer, or, just, talk about something else, or tell them you don't want to tell them that. All right, there's plenty of ways to keep your plans or your business to yourself. All right, plenty of ways. But usually people that are, they'll be right behind you too. Like they'll position themselves right near you, right next to you, and ignore you. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my whole life. It's a place, it's usually an open place, a lot of open spaces. They could sit anywhere. They could sit anywhere, but for whatever odd reason, right? Whatever odd reason, they choose to come and sit right next to you, and it's all to get a negative reaction out of you, because this is what these entities feed off of. All right, it's the negative energy that gives them the energy that they need to live. All right, so all these little petty things that you think have no meaning, or it's like, why is that person doing that weird stuff, why is this person behaving like that? It's because they're trying to have something to use against you. All right, it's because they want something to use against you. All right, and we're definitely not giving up because of the attacks that people may try to take us through, or put us under. We're definitely not giving up. Things are always working out for us. Things are always working out for our favor. It's just that it would be better if we could have peace. And I want to let you know that you can still have peace even in the midst of the behavior of these weirdos, or these creeps. All right. So there's like 1 in every 12 females get stalked, and 1 in every 45 men in America get stalked. And that's just the statistics for America. So you have 1 in every 12 women getting stalked. That's ridiculous. You have 1 in every 45 men getting stalked. That's ridiculous. I was always wondering why, I had a lot of females in the comments, but, being a man, I'm like, I didn't, I just being me doesn't really have to deal with being a man, but it's like you tend to think from your own experience. And I didn't know how many other people in general were going through this, not to make it a man female thing. But, that's wild that 1 in 12 women have to deal with that. That's a lot, um, that's a lot. So there are a lot of people dealing with this overall in general. But once you figure out the statistics, it's like, wow. But shout out to the ladies holding it down out there, staying strong. And shout out to the men out there, most definitely out there holding it down and staying strong. All right. No one likes these weird instances or occurrences that they have to deal with when it comes to strangers, or, stalkers, or random people in general. But you have to remain strong when you're under the pressure of someone else's scrutiny, someone else's jealousy, someone else's hate. All right, you have to basically just take your mind someplace else. You have to take your mind, to a different place. They want to put you into a mindset to where you're stressed, to where you're focused on what they're doing, to where you're worried about what could possibly happen. All right. You might want your privacy. You might want your peace. You're going to have to pretend that this person is not doing what they're doing and that they're not there. That's the best way to get over someone that is doing something, when they're trying to appear that they're not, but they are. They know they are. All right, because you obviously see this person doing this. It's just a little game that's happening between you and them, and no other people see it besides you and the person that's administering this quote unquote torture from a distance. All right, so they may do that because they hate you, or they have an issue with you, or maybe it's an intimidation tactic to try to get you out of the job. All right, there are jobs that will okay the foul treatment of certain employees because they want to get them out of there. All right, maybe you pose a threat to all the other employees. All right, most likely, more than likely, you do. All right, if they're coming at you this way and they're trying to make things hard for you so that you don't want to stay, it's something about you that they don't like when you appear on the job site. All right, and we all know what that is. All right, sometimes we sometimes we're too good to be around other people. All right, sometimes the type of people that we get around, they are very shallow, very insecure, very problematic. They don't know how to handle how other people make them feel. And on top of that, when you add more than one person to that, when you have a group of people thinking like that, it for someone to have to deal with that amount of pressure at a job, it's like you're under a witch hunt. All right. It's like you're under a witch hunt. It's like they're seeking you out purposefully, and multiple people are doing things to you throughout the day to try to intimidate you, to try to purposely get you to walk off the job. All right. So if you can keep these things in mind, it gives you a leg up. Like, okay, they're trying to put the pressure on me. All right, now you know that it's more of a you thing than a them thing. All right, they may be trying to put the pressure on you with their little stares and dirty looks, but it's how you handle it is which is going to result how it turns out for you. Once you learn how to handle yourself under this type of pressure, dealing with certain people like that for a certain amount of time, it becomes a lot easier. All right, it becomes easier to deal with people and their dirty looks, to deal with people and the stares that they give you, to deal with people who are all up in your business, being nosy, putting their nose where it doesn't belong. All right, you should be able to punch people in the nose when they put their nose where it doesn't belong. Get out of my business. Should be able to punch people, but it's not the 1920s anymore. So it is what it is. You do that, you might have a lawsuit on your hands. And I definitely don't want any vessels to get themselves in trouble to where you end up having to get yourself out of trouble. All right, you definitely don't want to get yourself into anything you'd have to get yourself out of. But again, that's what they want. They would want nothing more for you to, get in the person's face, cause an issue. And it's no point in trying to work things out or talk to someone or get them to stop doing it. The moment you go over there, hey, you're staring at me, you're going to sound like a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old. Hey, you're staring at me. They do things like that to make you look like the person who has the problem. All right, it's a game that they're playing. What can I do to where if this person reacts to it, they're going to look like they're crazy? All right, no one can say anything to me for talking about someone right beside them. No one can say anything to me about over monitoring someone and watching their every move. Are you going to tell someone to stop looking at you? All right. So the whole objective is them trying to basically get you to do something for them basically doing nothing. So when you respond to them to what they're doing and it seems like they're not even doing anything, you're going to appear to be the troublemaker. And that's what they want, especially in a job setting, especially in a situation to where someone's trying to sabotage you or ruin something that you have going on. All right, they'll try to, discredit your character by getting you to act out, getting you to, show them that side of you that you've been trying to hide. All right, so don't show them that side. I know they want to get you mad and upset, but that's the side you have to contain. All right, that's the side you have to keep to yourself. You're going to have to learn how to not show them when you're upset. All right, as difficult as that may be, you're going to have to show them. You're going to have to learn how to not show them that you're upset. All right, when you learn how to master your emotions and you learn how to, conquer your emotions and conquer that inner demon, that inner feeling that you don't like, when people do things that you don't like, you're going to be in a position to where you can overcome anything that they throw at you. Whatever they do, you're going to be able to win still, regardless. They're going to be trying, but they're going to be dying. All right, because the thing that whatever they're doing, you're not going to be complying. All right, you're not going to be complying to the behavior that they want to try to put you under. They want to try to put you under a lot of stress. All right, they're fake, and you can see that, and they were watching you the whole time. But you're going to have to pretend and act like it has no effect on you. You're going to have to pretend like what they're doing is nothing, and you're going to have to you make it seem to yourself that they're not doing it to you. That's just a normal, regular, everyday person minding their business. What you put into it is what you get out of it. The type of energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. If you put out, man, I'll beat this person up, or this person's getting on my nerves, or you start to put that energy out, then it's going to build some tension and you could possibly snap. So what you want to put out is a different type of energy. You want to trick your mind and tell yourself what to think, basically, by reprogramming how you feel about the negative things that happen around you. You have the power to reprogram your mind, when something happens to you that you don't approve of or that you don't like. All right. So keep working. All right. I'll see you in the next video. All right. They don't have power over your mind. You do. So, it's time for you to take your power back. Peace.